It's the story of a bear who shot to stardom on the wings of a rising NCAA powerhouse.
He seemed like the perfect choice. He was a unanimous choice.
His fall from grace due to pride and a dangerous addiction.
And then there was the honeypot thing. We began to notice Ned's paws turning brown.
As well as his dark obsession for revenge.
He just began to try to undermine him in every way.
Tonight, we take an intimate look at the Bruin that started it all, Ned, behind the mascot. In 1996, Belmont University began its move into NCAA Division I competition. As part of that transition, it was decided that a new mascot would be commissioned, the Belmont Bruin.
You know, Ned started out, he was a great mascot. He kept his fur in tip-top shape. He got along with everybody. He got early for practice and worked on things with the cheerleaders and practiced his dance moves. Seemed to be a big part of his life.
Actually, Ned had his heart into it. He was pretty enthusiastic, tried hard, and but after a while, you could tell something wasn't quite right, and over time, he developed this sense of entitlement.
A life of popularity seemed to take its toll on Ned, and things slowly took a turn for the worse.
Well, you know, it seemed like that being the Belmont mascot really got to Ned's head. He started missing practices. He didn't respect the cheerleaders and their work. He wouldn't take direction. Heck, kids would come up and want his autograph. He started charging like $5 an autograph because he thought he was something else.
Little did anyone know, Ned's problems were much deeper than his ego. It was soon apparent that he had a more serious issue that would have grave consequences for his future as the Belmont Bruin.
And then there was the honeypot thing. We began to notice Ned's paws turning brown, and we didn't really have to check because he carried that pot around with him everywhere, just always consuming the honey, and brought it to the games with him, for goodness sakes. And after a while, we sat down and had a little talk with Ned. I remember that clearly, and he said he didn't have a problem.
As Ned grappled with his honey addiction, it became apparent that someone would have to temporarily take his place. That's when everyone's eyes turned to a young intern that had recently joined the team. His name was Bruiser.
Well, eventually we chose Bruiser because he was an intern just kind of working out, and Ned was not working out, and Bruiser just was better, and we took him, and that devastated Ned. His whole life was being the mascot for Belmont.
Ned was completely surprised by Belmont's decision to move him to the backup mascot. In his mind, Belmont was nothing without him being the lead. So Ned made the decision to leave Belmont on a mission to find himself.
Some say he went off into the wilderness and just to get back in touch with his primal instincts to see if that might help him. But when he returned, he came back pretty fierce and pretty determined that he was going to get rid of this Bruiser guy.
He was obsessed with making Bruiser look bad, and the harder he tried at that, the more apparent it was that Bruiser was better. He'd challenge Bruiser to all kinds of games and contests, and Bruiser would kill him every time. Then he shows up at a game and kidnaps the cheerleader right in the middle of the game, just takes her off. It's a sad story to see Ned where he is today.
Ned used to be like, he was the vanilla ice. You know, he was a one-hit wonder. Bruiser, I got Bruiser fever for him right now. He's the next big thing.
And I really think Ned's heart's in the right place again. He's sort of come back with a really trying kind of attitude. But you know, there's just more to being a mascot than the dance moves and winning the mascot race.